And we welcome you to Race 1 of the 2016 High Voltage Racing League Championship. Race 1 here at Atlanta for the JK Racing 200. The first of 7 races in the hunt for the title for the 2016 season. Coming at you from an off week last week, missed Richmond, so we'll take a recap of what you missed there. No surprise, or at least it shouldn't be, Trevor Polo claimed the 5th win of the season. And what momentum he has heading into tonight and the chase for the championship. Tyler Hensley changed his number last week from the number 25 to the number 5. He finished second there, but will not be in the chase for the championship. And speaking of that, Casey Shue misses the win last week, his only opportunity to make the chase, and does not make it in. So now we look towards tonight. Again, race 1 of 7 towards the championship, and we'll take you through how it's going to work. With everything resetting at Richmond last week, points-wise, each driver started out with 2,000 points and was awarded 2 bonus points for each win they earned in the regular season. You'll be able to point out chase drivers tonight, as you saw in the background right there. I believe that was Trevor Polo. They'll have the blue banners along with their Twitter handles on there, and we'll have blue spoilers to match. And a win in a round will advance you into the next round of the chase, just like it works in the Sprint Cup Series and all 3 NASCAR sanctioned series. However, if you do, you have to race at least 2 of the 3 races, so you have 1 race should something happen. But there are no drop races anymore. Drop races were allowed in the regular season, but not here in the chase. And the first round here is going to include Atlanta-Talladega, the very much wild card race in this whole season. But should something happen there, these guys have a chance to rebound at Dover in the following week. So that's how it's going to work. Now we'll show you who's actually in the chase for the championship. There's the board there. Trevor Polo on top. 2010 points there. 5 wins on the season. Brian LaPrade with 2006. 3 wins for him. Michael Skinner, 2004, with 2 wins on it. And then the rest with 2002 points, all with 1 win each. So Thomas Bressie, Cole Bagunia, Chester Gibson, Nate Lackamy, Gunther Dadson, and Justin Krasneski will all be in the chase tonight. All with the blue banners, except for that number 8, Gunther Dadson. Think not enough time possibly to get that on his car. But now we'll take it to the track as qualifying just underway here. See, just about 10 minutes left on the board. And Trevor Elam currently on top in the number 17. Off track right now. We'll give you the board there. 12 cars in the race so far here tonight. All chase drivers in the race as expected. I don't think you want to miss race number 1, but let's really quickly talk about the possibly undoubtedly favorite going into the chase this season. Trevor Polo, obviously with 5 wins and so much strength he had throughout the regular season, I expect to see him really have the same performance here in these last 7 races towards that championship. And currently 6th on the board now, but I don't think he's going to roll out quite yet for that second run. But look for him in this race. Then you got Brian LaPrade up there as well, who's sitting 2nd on the board. Just a little bit behind. Currently 2nd on the board in qualifying and on the chase grid. And I'm sure most of these guys, if not all, in this chase bracket here tonight, going to want to win here or at least at Dover, because should something happen at Talladega next week, it might be very hard to pull yourself out of a hole should something happen there. It's pretty interesting to see Talladega in the middle of a round. It's mainly seen at the end of a round. But I think that possibly makes it a little bit easier on the driver's stress level and just all around knowing you have a shot next week should something happen there. So yeah, back at Atlanta this week, driver just pulling out on track there, and Michael Skinner, won the last time we were here at Atlanta. That was race 2 of the season, and he made it back-to-back wins, winning the first and second races of the season. Have to see if he has the same luck tonight. Last time we were here, it didn't really seem like he was really the favorite to win. Just kind of came out of nowhere when some late race drama broke out and found himself in the right place at the right time. Have to see if that happens again tonight. But most of these guys, I'm sure, in the chase, just looking for a solid points night. No drama they don't want tonight. Don't want any drama, and just want to get out of here with a clean race car and possibly a win. And speaking of chase drivers, the highest one on the board right now in terms of qualifying is that 8, Gunther Dassin, looking like he's going to roll out for another run here. Wow, we had a big pack there on the entrance pit road. I think Thomas Ressy was the leader of that. Nope, that's that 5 of Tyler Hensley. So he's going to lead out this big group with 8 minutes left. I believe the 18, Briar LaPrade, was in there. You saw the 9, Trevor Apollo, as well. Trevor's still about 7th on the board, and seeing that high side come in possibly just a little bit. I think most of the guys in that pack were running the top. That might be the I'd say that's the preferred line tonight, as we did see last time we were here. I believe it was the Upper Edge Racing League. Seemed like that high side was really preferred lane. That's where most of the speed was. Have to see if that's the same here tonight. Different car, but could be the same scenario. 24, Thomas Ressy, just behind that 5. No advancement there. Have to see what they can do on lap 2 here as we'll ride on board with the 24. Seemed like if you could get to that high side really working in 1 and 2, that's where most of the exit speed was. And you can listen to that throttle input as the 5 is going to get a little bit loose there in the corner, and that's going to ruin their runs. Oh, the 18 run in the back of them as well. As he's upside down. 23, Casey Shue, going to hit him. So they'll re-rack and give it another run. 17, Trevor Elam still on pole right now with about 6 minutes left. That's 17, Taco Bell Camaro. You can see the 01 Nate Lackme right there as well. Doesn't have a Twitter handle to put on his car, so has the hashtag Nate Lackme on the roof, or on the banner of that car. And if you're not aware of where the banner is located on these cars, it's you can. Looks like it's sticking out pretty well there, just below the roof there, that little blue banner. He's got the 7 Cole Begunia right behind him. A little bit of pressure being applied there. About 5.5 minutes remaining here until we wrap up qualifying and get set to take the green flag. Like these guys, 2 of them still sitting there. That's the 7 Cole Begunia and the 18 of Briar LaPrade. Let's see here. Let's see the 24 there. If he brings it down pit road, see if we can get a quick chat in with him before we take the green flag here tonight. He's got a pretty big pack behind him racing. 23, Casey Shue again, missed the championship chase position there last week. Was really in a must-win situation, so not always fun to be in those scenarios. And the 18, 7, and 8 right behind them. And excuse me, I said the 8 Gunther Datsun did not have those banners. He does, and I don't think Trading Paints had updated in time for me to see that. So side by side down the front straightaway here. Might see a little bit of contact. There goes the 17 around. And around goes the 01 and 23 there, and 23 upside down. These things seeming to flip fairly easy tonight. Getting some pretty hard hits here. The 5 of Chester Gibson, or excuse me, the 66 of Chester Gibson, currently sitting 5th on board, or on the track right now, bringing it down pit road. He may be another one to watch here. Had a lot of momentum leading in to the chase. Missed last week at, or excuse me, he missed the last race we were at. I believe he was at Richmond as well, so definitely has a lot of momentum on his side. Just missed that 24 though, so. Trevor Polo still sitting 7th here on the board. About 3 minutes left. Wouldn't be too worried about qualifying times here tonight, because you can see on the board just how close it really is here tonight. Separation just about a 10th from about 1st to 9th. Two and a half minutes remaining here, and this race tonight should be very action-packed, with these guys mainly going for a first couple laps just about flat out, and should be very fun to watch. And inside the car, I can imagine it's going to be very fun as well, as long as the car is handling well, of course. Left. Your top chase qualifier at the moment is that 8 Gunther Datsun. Brian LaPrade just behind him as well. 1 1,000th off of that time. Then Nate Lackamy about 4 1,000ths off that time. So that'll just give you an idea of how close we really are here tonight. Around the track, looking like just about half the drivers here tonight done making qualifying runs. Either that, or they're going to wait just a little bit longer and then bring it out again. Looking like most drivers going to call it quits here. Is 1 minute remaining. Nate Lackamy jumps to 2nd on the board. 4 1,000ths faster than Gunther's time. Nate, another one to watch here as well. Has a lot of speed, but as we saw in Upper Edge with Carl Schedges, has a little bit of trouble putting a full race together, but already had a win here this season at Las Vegas, so definitely not too worried about that now, but as everything has reset, so that win basically means nothing at this point. But definitely has a lot of speed under that 01. Chester going to call it quits here. Trevor Rapolo still on track. Did make it to the line, so this lap will count. And with 5 seconds remaining here, it's looking like this is going to be how we're going to start here tonight. And as Trevor makes it to the line, no advancement there, so Trevor Elam going to have the pole here tonight. Nate Lackamy currently going to be starting second. Gunther Dadson third. Briar LaPrade fourth. Chester Gibson fifth. Cole Bagunia sixth. Trevor Apollo eighth or seventh. Thomas Bresty eighth. Michael Skinner ninth. Casey Shue 10th. Tyler Hensley 11th. And Justin Krasneski going to round out the field in 12th here tonight. All right. And qualifying officially wrapping up here tonight. And again, Trevor Elam going to be on pole here tonight. Not in the chase. But really doesn't matter at this point because you don't have to be in the chase. A win for these non-chase drivers is basically eliminating possibly a driver's chance of making it into the next round, which is not always a bad thing, especially if your teammate is in one of those desperate situations. Speaking of that, before the race here tonight, we'll take you through, again, this chase grid. Again, Trevor Polo on top, 2010 points with 5 wins. Again, each win is going to add 2 bonus points to that total. Briar LaPrade, 2006. Michael Skinner, 2004. Thomas Bressi, 2002 with 1. And then Cole Bagunia, Chester Gibson, Nate Lackamy, Gunther Dadson, and Justin Krasneski. And again, all chase drivers in the field tonight. And we'll have to make at least 2 of the 3 races. So if you win this week, it's not like you can fall or not race the next 2 weeks. I believe we're just waiting on that 01. And then going to take the pace lap and then the green flag. Atlanta very wide around this racetrack, very wide corners, and very fast corners as well. As we said before, most of these guys are probably going to be going flat out throughout the corners most of the night until those tires wear down, and then you're going to have to put fresh Goodyears on it. So you saw there 133 laps we're going to run here tonight. Similar. This track's somewhat similar to Texas, but it feels all so differently. This older surface is going to be a bit of a damper on tires as well. Safe to say it wears down pretty quickly. It's going to make it a little bit more fun for us, but a little bit harder and more challenging for these drivers. And the nerves must be on the line tonight for most of these chase drivers. Again, hoping to get out of here clean and safe. And not really going to be able to say that next week as we head to Talladega. So you're going to want a win here. That way you're going to be safe next week. And Dover, it's just going to be cakewalk. So again, that's 17, Trevor Elam on pole here tonight. Nate Lackamy, the first chase driver up front. Pace car going to pull down. And the green flag is out, and race number 1 is green. Pretty clean start there. Good start by the 17, Trevor Elam there. That's going to be side by side for second between the 8 Gunther Dadson and the 01 Nate Lackamy. Second spot's going to be taken by that 8, and that's going to be side by side for third. The 17 going to lead lap 1. Well, it's probably going to be a factor later, but we thought that high line would be a bit quicker here during the race. But again, might have to see that later in the race as that gets rubbered in. And already the 8 is going to try it. And all in that cluster, all chase drivers back to about the 7th position with that 24. Still side by side for third between the 7 now and the 01. Cole trying to take it away, the 01 trying to take it back. Cole Baguni going to slot into third there. Now Nate has the 66 of Chester Gibson behind him on the back bumper. And right behind them as well, that 18 Briar LaPrade. But here comes the 7 trying to get the nose above the 8 there of Gunther Dadson. Have to see if that Highline is going to be able to work for him. Not looking like it will, but he'll try and cross under, not going to have the momentum. Definitely some early speed here out of that 7 of Cole Baguni. You saw last time we were here, he was just about to catch the leaders on a late green flag run. Just about had him, but I fell just a bit short there as the tires fell off. Like that 8 might have been a little bit loose entering 3 there. Seemed like in practice that's what happened to a lot of these guys. They were a little bit loose entering the corners. Have to see if that becomes a factor here tonight. And already these guys pretty strung out here in the early going. No one really challenging. The 18, Briar LaPrade on the back bumper of the 01. Just trying to get the nose underneath as they entered 3. 18 did not have the momentum and will keep the 5th spot. So with only 12 cars in the field here, is the 18 going to try and get it around the outside there. He will take that 4th spot away. Now Chester going to be all over the 01 for 5th here, but with only 12 drivers in the field tonight, all but one of the chase drivers currently slotted in the top 10. Justin Krasneski currently outside it in the 11th spot. You got Tyler Hensley right behind him as well. And here comes the 66 underneath the 01. But the 01 going to hold on to it. It seems like a trend with the 01. He qualifies very, very well, and then in race it just seems like a car is not always underneath him. However, it is still early in the race, and still a lot of time to change things up here. So Chester going to give it another shot underneath. Now they're going to be side by side. Seeing the corner, you can see how far up the track that 18 was. 66 didn't get it there. He'll try again in 1 and 2. These guys battle side by side. That's allowing Thomas Bressi to close up even more. The 01 a little bit loose, exiting 2 there. It was looking like that 66 was going to be able to close the deal, but still side by side down the front straightaway. Now it's looking like that 66 finally clear, and with all that side by side battling, that 24 Thomas Bressi is right there, ready to pounce. So already not looking like too good of a start for that 01. Here comes that 24 on the outside. Saw the 18 do it last time. Thomas looking like he's going to be able to keep the nose just above that 01 as we enter 1 and 2. See if he can do anything on that outside. Wow, look at that power around the outside. And will officially take that 6th spot. Now he'll hunt down the 66 of Chester Gibson for the 5th spot. safe to say that 24 is pretty hooked up there on that outside and was almost into the wall there. And here comes the 01 back at it again as the 24 went wide. Battle for the lead there. It was a pretty quick battle there. The 7, Cole Buguni, going to take it away from the 17, Trevor Elam. So put Cole up to the front. Going to lead his first lap of the race. Trevor has led all 12 so far. And already it was looking like a pretty good gap down the back straightaway, but 18 Briar LaPrade not too far behind as well. Took that third spot away from the 8, Gunther Dadson, and the 66 Chester Gibson right behind him. And the 01 trying to make that outside work now. As we said, or as I said, it was might have to wait just a little bit longer for that outside to come in and give it a few laps, and that thing can really get working. The 66 really in a box right now. That 01 getting to the outside to see if he's able to do anything. I think there might have been a little bit of contact between the 66 and the 8 there. As like the 66 went a little, or the 8 went a little bit wide there. The 17 now in the wall. Not sure what happened there. We'll take a look really quick at the 17 there and then take another look at what happened to the 8. Thinking, yeah, just a little bit of contact with the wall. Almost caught that 18 with him. And the 8 just able to sneak through. So now we'll take a quick look at what happened to Gunther there. I believe there might have been a little bit of contact. Oh, the 8 thought he was... might have thought he was clear there. We'll take a quick look at that from the air. Going onto the front straightaway happened in 1 and 2 there. Yeah, thought he was clear, thought better of it, and safe to say, saved a race car there. And he falls back to now the 6th position. Briar LaPrade with the 17 falling back to now 12th. Did not come down pit road, just fell all the way back there. Briar LaPrade currently 2nd, right behind our leader, Cole Buguni. Nate Lackamy took that position back from the 66 to put him in the 3rd spot. Chester Gibson 4th and Thomas Bressy now in 5th. The 15 a little bit loose exiting 2 there. Might have caught the wall just a little bit. Something's happened to Nate Lackamy. I believe he might be lagging out here. He's not come back out onto the racetrack, so definitely a technical issue there for the 01. And as we talk about that, here comes a battle for the lead. The 18 going to try and take it away, entering 3 there, gets to the inside, and will easily clear and put the 18 out in front, new leader. Cole Buguni was able to lead 6 laps there. That'll be Briar LaPrade's first lap led of the night. Takes place on lap 20. Oh, and a little bit of contact there. There goes the 4 around on the back straightaway. Might have gotten a little bit of contact with the 9 of Trevor Apollo there. I don't think there was any damage. We'll take a look at what happened there. I think the 4 had gotten to the wall. Yeah. Hit the rear end of the car into the wall, and a very good save. Don't think there's too much damage on that 4. Right side, a little bit of hurt, but could have been much worse. And very heads-up driving to lock it down. The battle for the lead hasn't cooled down quite yet. That 7 Cole Buguni is still on the rear bumper of the 18. 24 Thomas Bressy was able to get to the 3rd spot here as Nate Lackmey's still off the track. And not a good start for the chase for that 0-1. Not the kind of night he wanted, as he's already fallen 3 laps down. I have to imagine now the throughput has already taken place, so imagine he's out of the server here. It's a very tough start here. And, not exactly a must-win situation, don't believe. Still got Talladega and then Dover. These two battling very hard up front. The 24 Thomas Bressi able to close very quickly. I believe this 24 has got some speed on it. It was about a 10th faster than both these guys that last time around. We'll ride on board here with the 24 and see how quickly he can gain on these two leaders. Here through 3 and 4 was lifting off the gas, but don't believe he was completely off of it. Really had to live that time so he didn't run over those front two. .24 takes a little bit inside, possibly trying to cut off that draft. But now he'll get underneath the 7, the 24 will. We'll put him in second. It hasn't quite cleared him yet. Almost a little contact between the two. Still side by side for that second spot. This 24 should be able to clear as we enter 1. 18 goes to the middle line, then comes down. From what I'm seeing, I'm thinking this 24, looking at times, I believe he is the fastest car on track as of right now. Oh, a little bit of contact between the 18 the 24. Brian LaPrade does an amazing job saving it. And that'll put the 24 out front, but could have been much worse. We'll go back and take a look at what happened there. Yeah, that 24 was there. Want to get a bit of a better look there. 24 had the nose underneath. The 18 tried to cut him off, and could have been much worse as Breyer falls back to the 6th position, but has a car in one piece. So Thomas Bressi takes over the lead here. He's got Cole Begunia right behind him. I think these two possibly the best cars on track right now, I'd have to say. Chester Gibson in that 3rd spot there. Trevor Rapolo 4th, so making up some time here. Gunther Dadson 5th, and then you find Briar LaPrade back in the 6th position. Michael Skinner making up some spots here. He's in the 3rd spot. Nate Lackmey has come back out, but is 7 laps down, so don't believe he's going to be able to make all those up tonight. So he'll try and do the best he can tonight. Hope some guys wreck out and then go for it again at Talladega and hope to miss the inevitable big one there. And up front, that 24 is starting to pull away just a little bit there. Might have a battle for 3rd here, heating up before too long. That 9 of Trevor Rapolo has caught the 66 of Chester Gibson. This would look like he split up just a little bit in 3 and 4. Kind of allowed the 9 catch up just a little bit there. Chester takes the middle lane. Here comes the 9, trying to get that nose underneath just a bit. Not going to have enough, though, as they enter 3. got one car smoking down there. The 4, Justin Krasniewski, around on the back straightaway. I believe that was the 23 who was smoking as they went down pit road. I think this 4 might have caught in the wall a little bit. Again, no, got loose off 2. Tries to save it, locks on the brakes there. And just a little bit of contact there with that inside wall. I don't think it was too bad there, but something's happened to this 23. We'll go back and take a look what happened there. He's already pulled it down pit road, as you saw there with the smoke. Seems to have happened much earlier. Imagine caught the wall. Oh, the 5, Tyler Hensley, got the wall, and then 23, nowhere to go there. And very unfortunate for that 23. Well, this is definitely going to move Nate Lackamy up at least a position with the 23. Casey Shue definitely has some engine damage. And should be out for the amount of laps he needs. The 24, Thomas Presley, almost around with that 01 Nate Lackamy. Have to imagine on fresher tires, and came storming around that outside. And that 24 again loose off turn 4, and it seems like this is the same thing we saw last time we were here at Atlanta, where you reach a certain point, I think it was around lap 30, and these cars just start to get snappy loose. So that trend is going to continue, it's looking like. So I have to imagine green flag stops aren't going to be too far behind now. That 8 of Gunther Datsun just about lost it as well in front of the 66 of Chester Gibson. So last time around, that 01 Nate Lackamy got his lap back. So that'll put him 6 laps down. Casey Shue's still sitting on pit road. It's looking like the handling has gone away for the 24. And here comes the 7 of Cole Begunia trying to take this lead back, as he tries to take advantage with the 24 having handling issues. Not too far behind them as well is the 9 of Trevor Apollo. Trying to get win number 6 on the season and advance his way through. But he'll have to get by these arguably fastest cars on the track here. Little wiggle again through 4 with the 24. To imagine around lap 40 these guys will probably come in, as we've been green since the drop of the green flag. Last time we were in this situation, I believe it was the 9 who was really the best with adapting to these wearing tires. A little wiggle by both the leaders there through 4. We know Trevor is really one of the best when it comes to tire conservation, so this should be in his wheelhouse, as you can already see that gap is closed to the back bumper of the 7. Cole going to get the nose underneath the 24 here. He'll try and take it as they enter 3. And we'll be able to easily clear that there. So put the 7 of Cole Begunia back out up front. So that'll put Thomas back to 2nd, and has a hard charging Trevor Apollo right behind him. 24 on the apron there, looking like he's going to surrender the 3rd spot, possibly coming down pit road this time. Slowing down, yes, he will come down pit road. And the 4, Justin Krasniewski, has spun it on pit road. So bad night. It's looking like it's just going from worse to even worse for that 4 of Justin Krasnetsky. Believe he will be a lap down as Cole Baguni has already gone by. Now will we see the 7 come down pit road? No, he will stay out another lap here. Chester Gibson going to come down pit road. And the 24 just exiting as he makes his green flag stop. Leader's still going to stay out there, but shouldn't be too long before they come down. Only 2 that have made their green flag stop, with 24 and 66. Might be, I would say, a little bit too early, because that'll definitely help them out in the long run with their fresher tires. The 17 going to come down pit road. And the 18 of Brian LaPrade going to go around on the back straightaway, and the caution is out. And I believe that might be a huge break to that 24 and 66. They will be able to take the lead there, and definitely a big break for that 4 of Justin Krasnetsky. Unfortunately, though, he's gone 2 laps down. The 66 has gone a lap down, and the 24 as well. So they'll have to get the wave around. And unfortunately, they will be at the back. So this will not be a huge break for them. I meant the 4 of Justin Krasnetsky, but again, he is 2 laps down, and 24 should get the lucky dog, and the 4 can get the wave around should he choose, as well with the 01. So the leader's obviously going to come down pit road now. 24 again will get the wave around, and the leaders, or the lap down cars, will have to pit next time by. So we should see that 7 car off first. Yes, he is away first. The 9 not far behind him. Gunther Dadson out 3rd. Michael Skinner 4th. So again, lap down cars will pit next time by. Gonna take a quick break here. Don't go away. The action should just be heating up here, as we're only down 44 laps of 133. We'll be right back. And we welcome you back to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the JK Racing 200 here tonight. Race 1 in round 1 of the 2016 High Voltage Racing League chase for the championship. Some chasers have been in a little bit of trouble here tonight, Justin Krasneski being one of them. In a lot of trouble here tonight. Nate Lackamy has lost 5 laps as well due to some unknown technical difficulties. And Chester Gibson, who was battling for the lead at one point, has now fallen to 9th, 1 lap down due to the 18 of Bryall Pratt bringing out the caution under green flag stops. But Thomas Pressey did get the wave around, or excuse me, the lucky dog, so he will be back on the lead lap. And Cole Bagunia will keep the lead, excuse me, as the pace car about to pull down, and we're about to go back to green flag racing here. The green flag is out. A good start there by that 7. A really good start by the 8 of Gunther Dadson, all over the rear bumper of that 7. 3 wide back in the field there. Was 3 wide. Like the 24 Thomas Pressey tried to get it through the middle. Now he'll slot in that inside line. He'll try and go for 3rd on the 18 of Bryall Pratt. This 24 has some speed tonight. It's looking like another Auto Club where he has the speed, just doesn't have all the luck to get up front. But so far has led 13 laps here tonight, trying to get back up to it. And almost 3 wide back there. 5 Tyler Hensley looking like he got a little bit loose exiting too there. You can definitely see the left side there pretty heavily damaged. Not too far in front of them. That's 66 of Chester Gibson, hoping for a caution here. And has to stay in front of that 4 to get the lucky dog. About to take lap 51 here. That 8 Gunther Dadson has taken over the lead from the 7 of Cole Bagunia. And is pulling away by a pretty good margin here. He definitely had the speed taking off from the restart that 8 did. And is just about to pull out to about a 2nd lead. We got chase drivers 1 through 6 right now. And the man leading the race trying to advance his way into round 2 for this championship. Got the win last time we were at a super speedway, and we got one coming up next week. So if he doesn't win here, definitely got a good shot at it next week. Gunther Dadson does. Back in the field just a little bit there. That's 66 really storming through the field net right now. Just got by the 18 in 4th position. Only has 3 more cars to go to get this lead, or get back on the lead lap the hard way. Definitely shows you the speed this 66 has got right now. Just unfortunately doesn't have the track position to show it. Thought we were about to go 3 wide there. The 4 as well is storming his way through there. Now we're 3 wide. 17 Trevor Elam followed the 4 of Justin Krasneski. As all of a sudden looking like this 4 definitely got some speed under the hood as he tries to chase down that 66 for the lucky dog position. Very close to racing as well with this 17. Trevor Elam is on the lead lap, so he's taken over that 4th spot. Might not be too fond of this 4, who is racing him pretty hard there. The 7 is reeled back in the 8 of Gunther Dadson. Cole Begunia trying to retake this lead, and the 24 are trying to follow suit. Cole did lead that lap and should be able to clear as we enter run 1. There it is, the 24 trying to get the nose underneath as well, and will clear him before he exits 2. And just behind them, that's 66. Again, trying to get the lead lap back the hard way here. The 8 fighting back on the inside. The 24 has been very strong on the outside. I have to see if he'll be able to continue the momentum. Not looking like he will be able to. L1 spun around on the back straightaway. Cautions out for the second time tonight. Thought I heard someone's engines go. Not sure what happened. Oh. This is might be pretty interesting here. Hit the apron in 1 and 2, got really loose there. Locks on the brakes and spins around on the back straightaway. Gets it around there. Now why oh, looking like he got it into first and then spun the rear tires. So we'll have to see what the officials say on that one. Thinking that could have been avoided, however. So the leader is going to come down pit road. Again, the 66 did get the lucky dog that time by. So a good break for Chester there. Was fighting. It was looking like he was going to be able to get the lead lap back the hard way, but now he won't have to. Next time around, he'll be able to come down pit road, get those fresh tires. And it's looking like Gunther Dadston going to be able to take the lead off pit road here. And as everyone cycles around here, let's see if we can get a quick word in with the driver of this 24. Thomas, is Justin, you got a quick second to talk?
I do. How are you doing?
I'm pretty good, and imagine you're doing pretty well as well. You got a fast Chevy there. How's it feeling tonight?
The car feels really good. It feels a lot better than the first time we were here. It did not have a good race, you know, when we came here the first time, but the car is really good right now. It feels pretty quick. I'm just trying to take care of it a little bit on the long run instead of being, like, so aggressive right on the stickered tires. And I think that first run, at least, it seemed to kind of pay off, but I mean, I could feel it really give out when I almost spun it, and so that was like, all right, I'm coming to pit now. So, but the car is not bad.
That was going to be my next question. It seemed like last time we were here, it seemed to be like a certain lap that these cars kind of snapped and really got loose. Does that seem like the same thing tonight with a certain lap, or is it just a problem of getting too aggressive here?
I think it depends, I think, on just how you drive the car. In practice, I was driving it, like, I would go out and I would just drive it as hard as I could, drive it all the way to the bottom, and walk the car sideways off the corner, and with that, there was like a definite lap, I felt like, where the car really got sideways. But I think it depends on how you drive it. Like, I think the first run we saw some people there were some people that drove a little harder, and then they started to come back. There were some people who drove a little less hard, but they still fell back at a certain point, and then there were people who really didn't push at all, and then they seemed to kind of move up later. So I think it's just kind of how you drive it. That's kind of my perspective.
All right, we'll take one to go there. We'll let you go and regroup, and we wish you the best of luck here tonight.
Thanks, man.
And that was the 24 of Thomas Bressi there. Sitting third right now. Definitely has a fast Chevy Camaro there. Alright, so far these chase drivers, not too many of them having issues here tonight. The 4 Justin Krasnevsky and the 01 Nate Lackamy definitely having their struggles tonight. But overall, the rest of the chase drivers fared fairly well so far, but definitely have the wild card next week for some of these guys to definitely lock their way in next time, or next race. And then you're going to have Dover, which could be the make or break race for a lot of these guys, but getting ready for the restart here, coming to green on lap 62. Pace car going to pull in here. Gunther Datsun has control of the field here tonight. And the green flag back out, and we're away. A good start by that 8. Last time he restarted, seemed like he had an amazing run, just got blocked in by that 7 there. Now clean track ahead of him, and has the 24 Thomas Bressi right behind him. Thomas going to get to the inside, not going to have the nose underneath that he wanted, but now it's going to be a side-by-side battle for that second position. Thomas looking like he'll be able to take it over. We got side-by-side, 3 rows deep right now. Trevor Polo able to get up to that 4th position. A little bit of contact there between Michael Skinner and the 17 of Trevor Elon there. It's looking like Christ is avoided there. Michael going to get up to that 5th spot. Last time we were here, he went to victory lane, trying to make it back-to-back Atlanta wins here. An Atlanta sweep, if you will. Thomas Bressi was able to get to that 2nd position. Trevor Polo now being able to take over that 3rd spot from Cole Begunia. So Cole going to drop back to 4th now. Gunther Datsun just about 7/10 of a second in front of this field, but it seemed like he can restart like a rocket, and then the car starts to fall back just a little bit. And all of a sudden, here comes that 9 of Trevor Apollo. Looks like he was shot out of a cannon flying through this field right now. Chester Gibson was able to get that lap back under that last caution, and that was definitely a hold your breath moment there. Just about got that outside wall exiting turn 4. Tyler Hensley going to take over that spot. And Chester is going to have to regroup just a little bit, catch his breath, and try and make another run at it here. Back up front, this 9, Trevor Apollo, definitely showing some speed here. Been flying through this field ever since we restarted this race. Cole Begunia all over the rear bumper of that 7, or of that 24, excuse me, trying to get that 3rd position back. Battle for the lead now. The 9 going to get underneath the 8 of Gunther Datsun there. And Trevor Apollo going to rocket to the front. Not going to be able to clear off turn 4. And I believe Gunther might have the momentum off 4. Barely going to beat him that time. But around turn 2, this 9 should have the 8 cleared, and he does. But now the 8 going to try and cross under. Not going to have the momentum, and the 9 blocks the bottom line. It's a 17. Trevor Elam, the 8, almost into the wall there. Cole Begunia trying to take advantage of that. And now Cole's going to try and go for the lead here underneath the 9 of Trevor Apollo. Not going to have enough momentum. Trevor going to keep the lead out of turn 2, but the 7 right behind him. These guys racing so hard. That's been able to bring up the 24 and 15. They've been able to catch up to this front pack. Trevor Elam trying to shake up this chase battle here. Currently in 6th. To the outside, the 7 goes, trying to get a good run on that 9. Trevor Apollo at least get the nose outside. Looking like he was able to do that. Side by side now for the lead. We'll see if that outside line is going to be able to prevail out of turn 4. It seems like that's been the best line out of there. To the front straightaway. The 7's going to lead that lap, but still side by side for that lead. Here comes the 8. Gunther Dadson trying to get that 3rd spot back. Thomas going to be able to keep it and be able to clear the 8 and trying to get that 2nd position now on the 9. Looking like he got into the wall just a little bit there. And all of a sudden, that front end pretty badly damaged for that 24. Take another look at what happened there. We'll ride on board. It's looking like he was trying to keep it off the rear bumper of, or the rear quarter panel of that 9, and unfortunately got into the wall. I believe there was some contact there, as both sides of that car are damaged. That's very unfortunate. Had a very fast car here tonight, and now he's going to fall back to 7th. About 2 seconds out of this lead pack. Things have sort of calmed down now up front. Cole Begunia has been able to take over the lead and keep it this time. Trevor Apollo just behind him in 2nd. Gunther Dadson 3rd. Michael Skinner 4th. And Trevor Elam 5th. In the 3rd spot, Michael's been on the rear bumper of that 8. Gunther Dadson for a couple laps now. Just hasn't been able to get the run he's needed to get by that 8. The 9 now mounting a charge, try and get back this lead. It's looking like he was going to try and get the nose underneath the 7 there. But Cole saw it and cut him off there. As the 23, Casey Shue going to get out of the way here, 20 laps down after some early engine troubles for that team. Now the 9 has the run underneath, going to be side by side for this lead. To the line, the 7 had it, but the 9 still side by side, might be able to clear out of 2. He will. So put the 9 back up front. Only led 2 laps here tonight. But again, trying to advance his way into round 2 here early in race number 1 of the chase. Michael Skinner underneath that 8 of Gunther Dadson. He'll be able to clear and take over the 3rd spot. and things have sort of calmed down now. Back to that 7th position with 24, Thomas Bressi. Well, he has a pretty good run on that 17. And again, very unfortunate with that 24. Had a very fast race card. Unfortunately, just caught up in a little bit of a mess. One driver we haven't mentioned a lot since the drop of the green flag, that 18 Briar LaPrade. Currently back in the 9th position. Not sure exactly why. A car doesn't look too heavily damaged. Might just been caught up in something on that restart, but 12 seconds back of the leader and hoping for a caution here. And up front, again, no surprise, that 9 Trevor Polo been stout all season and has 5 wins to prove it. As we go back in the field a little bit, that battle for 3rd is heated up again. The 8, Gunther Datsun wants it back. 15, Michael Skinner wants to keep it. And while these guys battle side by side, that's 66, not too far behind. The 17, Trevor Alam in the wall. And the 24, Thomas Bressi, able to get it back. Tyler Hensley was able to get around as well. And now the 66, Chester Gibson, able to take that 4th spot away from the 8, Gunther Datsun, and will hunt down Michael Skinner for 3rd. Gunther trying to get the nose underneath, does it very aggressively. Don't think Chester's going to be too happy about that one. Really tried to force a hole where there really wasn't one. The 15, Michael Skinner, really loose out of turn 4. And the excitement calms down just a little bit. Alright, with 50 laps to go here, gonna take a quick break here, and you won't miss any of it as we go side by side. 50 laps to go. Don't go away. You won't miss anything. I don't think I had the microphone on, but you saw there the caution came out. The 17, Trevor Alam, around into the inside wall off 4. and through the grass and barely onto the track there. Had to come back from caution so quickly. I think I forgot to turn back on the microphone, but you see there, the 9 looked like he's going to get off pit road first, and well, these guys cycle around. Now we're going to try and take a quick break. And we'll be back for the green flag. Don't go away. One to go here before the restart at Atlanta Motor Speedway for the JK Racing 200. Race 1 in round 1 of the 2016 chase for the High Voltage Racing League Championship here. Just under 50 laps to go here, 45 to be exact. So far, only a few chase drivers have had some issues here tonight. 01 Nate Lackamy looking like he disconnected due to some internet or computer related issues. And the 4 of Justin Krasneski just hasn't had the best of nights. Our last caution brought out by the 17 Trevor Alam. Looking like he got into the outside wall exiting 4. Unfortunately got out into the track and brought out the yellow. And with that, gonna get the restart here. 44 laps to go. Really, the 7's been in control most of the race. But this 9 back out in front, where he's been really most of the season, and trying to get win number 6 here tonight and punch his ticket into round 2 of the chase. So the green flag back out, and a good start by that 7. However, the 9 does have the 8 Gunther Dadson all over him, tried to make it 3 wide there on the restart, and still very bunched up here as we go around 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, still side by side of 4 rows deep. Cole Baguni trying to get to the inside of the 9 of Trevor Rapolo. And really wide goes the 9. Side by side for the lead. Trevor going to lead that lap, but Cole not fighting or not falling back. Advantage Cole Baguni around 1 and 2. Down the back straightaway, the 5, Tyler Hensley, just about loses it. Looking like the 01 Nate Lackamy going to lose some spots because of it as well. So Cole Baguni finally gonna clear the 9, Trevor Polo. Now the 8, Gunther Datsun, trying to fight for that second spot. The 66, Chester Gibson, not too far behind as well. Remember, he was a lap down earlier in the race due to the 18 bringing out the caution. And now he's fighting for that third spot. Quick look at the 24 of Thomas Bressie here. Interested to see. Looks like he's got most of the damage fixed up on that 24 machine. I think that car should be good to go. Again, he had a very fast race car before that contact with the 9 and the outside wall. It's coming around to take 40 laps to go. The 7 in control of this race, but for how long? It seemed like that car somewhat fell off just a little bit, and then the 9, Trevor Polo, was able to take advantage. Team Michael Skinner looked like he had a run on that 66 of Chester Gibson, but will fall back in line, and we'll try it again. Gunther Datsun really all over the back bumper of that 9, almost pushing him down the front straightaway on the exit of 4. Now the 66 all over the rear bumper of that 8, and here comes the 15 of Michael Skinner trying to get that 4th spot away. He will do it and will clear the 66 exiting 4. Should clear him, and does. We'll ride on board here with the 8, Gunther Datsun, as he tries to mount a charge on this 9. Listen to the throttle input as well to listen how much they really have to lift off here with somewhat new tires. Not much is the answer to how much are they lifting. Again, it doesn't sound like they're off the throttle at all. Wow, watch this run this 8's going to have on the 9. A really good run out of 3 and 4. The 8 tries to take advantage of it. Don't think that inside line is going to be open enough for this 8 to take it. Side by side now for the lead. The 9 trying to get it on the outside line. Don't think he'll have a good enough run to take it. Now it's going to be side by side for second. Trevor Polo going to have a good enough run to get it from the 8. And we'll try again on Cole Bagunia here for the lead. One thing to note, should have at least one more stop here. Don't think they can make it 45 laps on the tank of fuel, but could be wrong. But if nothing else, expected for tires, because a lot of these guys came down at the lap 30 mark. Michael Skinner going to lose a spot there. The 66 of Chester Gibson. Now he'll fight back on the inside. Very close. It's looking like it was going to be 3 wide out of turn 4 with this group back here. Nate Lackney back there in the 10th position. So far has made up 2 laps so far here tonight. Started with 7 after some internet issues. And he'll climb back up 2 spots. Currently in the 11th spot, Casey Shue is the only one he has beat and has disconnected from the server. The 23 of Casey Shue has. especially in that 9 spot. Had a really good rocket ship around here earlier, and some contact put him back in the pack. Now trying to get the 8th spot away from the 17 of Trevor Hollow. Look like he will be able to clear him. Not quite yet, but should have him through 1 and 2. Cole gapping the 9, Trevor Apollo, just a little bit, but again, how long is he going to be able to keep this lead? Because it seems like later in the run, this 9 really comes to life. Remember, this 7, Cole Begunia, has really been dominating this race as of yet. 41 laps led on the field so far here tonight. Trying to punch his ticket into the next round early here. That way, Dover and Talladega are just relaxed races. A good run out of turn 4 that time around for the 9, Trevor Apollo. And just under 30 laps to go here tonight. Right on board here with the 9. You can see already there, the gap is basically closed up. 0.2 of a second he has right now. The 7 does on the 9, and that gap closing quickly. Through 3 and 4, basically on the back bumper of the 7. Just under a 10th now. Through 1 and 2, should have a good enough run down the back straightaway to do something with Cole here. Cole gonna defend that inside line. Through 3 and 4. 7 gonna get up the track just a little bit. That's gonna open the hole for the 9. 7 led that lap. Don't think it'll be the same story coming around to take 25 laps to go. Side by side, both of them gonna go into the wall there. The 66 Chester Gibson gonna take the lead here. Heavy damage to that 7. Not so much for the 9. Definitely some right side damage. And all of a sudden, the 2 leaders are falling through the field very quickly. Looking like the 9 thought he was clear, or that car was pushing up just a little bit. Right on board here with the 9. Take a better look at it. Or excuse me, the 7 here. I'm thinking the 9 just thought he had him cleared. And unfortunately, both of them going to go into the wall. So the 2 dominant cars of the night all of a sudden damaged and could be out of the race here tonight. That puts the 66 Chester Gibson in the lead, and somehow this 4 Justin Krasneski into second. And that is really shaking up this field. Trevor Apollo has fallen back to the 4th position. Briar LaPrade, the 3rd position. Gunther Dyson trying to take 4th away from Trevor. And what a shakeup all of a sudden, what could be to this chase grid as well. Cole Begunia's fallen back to the 7th position. Nate Lackney goes around, not on the lead lap. The 01 is not. As we look at this 66, Justin Krasneski in 2nd, not too far behind as well. So all of a sudden, this race has really ramped up and gotten very close. will ride on board with this 4 of Justin Krasniewski. Watch this run he gets on the outside. Gonna have a good run down the back straightaway. Chester might be able to keep it up on the outside there through 3 and 4. Justin loose through exiting 4, but gonna take the lead away from the 66 at least for that lap and lead 1 lap. And while these guys battle side by side, well, they were, that 18 creeping up ever so close. Now it's a 3-way battle for this lead. Really fighting to defend that inside line, the 4 was. Trying to get to that outside line. Chester not enough momentum, and here comes that 18 now. Pratt trying to find some way around this 66. Take over the second spot, 20 laps to go. We really don't know who's going to win this race at this point. Trevor Rapolo's fallen back to the 5th position. Cole Bagunia to 9th. This might be as far as Cole falls. However, the 5, Tyler Hensley, behind him, but 21 seconds behind. And really what should have been a good finish from the 7 has now put him in a very bad position as he enters the chase here. See a little bit of front end damage on that 1 of Justin Krasniewski. Not really hampering him at all. But again, I imagine we have to get at least another green flag stop, because I don't think these guys can run 45 laps on at least these tires. Will ride on board with the 66. Seems like that for Krasniewski really rocketing around the middle line, it seems like. Might have to get Chester thinking about changing up his lines here before we see the checkered flag. So 16 laps to go here, coming to 15 this time around. This race has a whole different look than what we thought it was going to look like about 10 laps ago. These guys really getting spread out at this point now. Go back just a little bit. Fight for the 7th spot at the 24, Thomas Bresci, and the 17, Trevor Alam, as the front pack has spread out quite a bit. I say that, but now the 15, Michael Skinner, mounting a charge on this 9, Trevor Rapolo. Oh, Nate Lackamy not on the lead lap, so not a factor in this battle. The 9 with that right side damage, and Cole Baguni got the worst end of their altercation. The 9 really loose exiting 2 there. Saves it. Was able to keep that 5th spot as of now. The 15 now fighting back on the inside. The 8 just about loses it there as he battles the 18 of Briar LaPrade. Michael looked like he got a little bit loose there, exiting 2. Not going to have the nose underneath through 3 and 4. 12 laps to go. Justin Krasniewski has pulled out to about a second over the 66 of Chester Gibson. And this battle is not quite over yet. The 15 just about losing at every corner, but still fighting to get this top 5 away from the 9 of Trevor Apollo. Really surprised with that amount of damage that 9 has, as the 15 just about loses it again. We're right on board with this 15. Really surprised with how much damage that 9 has. He's able to keep it in front of this 15. Ten laps to go now. The gap up front starting to close in just a little bit, 0.7 of a second. That 66 is away from the 4 of Krasniewski. 0.6 now. The 15 able to get it. Able to get the 5th spot over the 9. But now we switch our focus up front. You see there, 0.6 of a second now. Through 3 and 4 that time. Dead even down the back straightaway. The time was. We're right on board with the 66. And now this 9, or excuse me, this 4, starting to blink. He's been having some blinking issues ever since, really, he took the lead away. But now it's looking like it may be starting to get a little bit worse. Up front as well, might have a lap car to deal with. Because I believe that might be the 5 of Tyler Hensley. It is, so if he's able to get around him cleanly, should have this win in hand. But this 66 look like it may be coming to life here before the end of the race. The 5 going to get off track. The 8 going to go around into the wall. Going to keep it off the track. And very unfortunate for Gunther Dadson, who was running 3rd on the track. And now all of a sudden, he's in some trouble in terms of the chase. 7 laps away from a top 3 finish in a good position entering Talladega. And now he's got his work cut out for him. And now look, all of a sudden the 66 really close as we come to 5 laps to go. 0.3 of a second separating the top 2. Chester Gibson got his first win of the season at Darlington. Justin's first win was at Watkins Glen. Justin was sponsoring that race, and he's sponsoring tonight's race. Seems like he has a real knack for doing well in the races he sponsors. Coincidence? Maybe. But Chester Gibson been very solid throughout the season. Again, got the win at Darlington, secured his spot into making this race for the chase in a contention or in a position to fight for the championship. And now he has the chance to lock himself into round 2. 4 laps to go. 0.3 of a second separating the 2. 0.2 now as they come down the back straightaway. Trying to get to the outside, the 66 goes. Has the nose above the 4. And as they exit 4, look like the 4 got a little bit loose there. But 3 laps to go now. will ride on board with the 66 again. Oh, watch this run he has down the back straightaway. A good run, exiting 2. He's going to block him down the back straightaway. There goes the 4. Really loose as they entered 3. And that 4 was really trying to defend that bottom line, and that gets him in trouble. And with 2 laps to go, it's Chester Gibson's race to lose. We'll take a look at what happened there. But it looked to me like, and the caution is out, this race is over. The 15 of Michael Skinner goes around, another one of the chasers. And it's looking like he's not going to have a good finish here tonight. Looking like it's going to be 8th for the 15 as he's going to spin it around again. And it's probably going to be 9th at that point. But the white flag is out. And this race is over. Chester Gibson going to go to victory lane here tonight. Chester, who was 1 lap down at one point in this race after falling victim to pitting under green flag stops and then getting the caution at an unfortunate time. Chester going to go past the pace car here. This 4 might have been pressuring him. But the 66 going to get the checkered flag here, and he wins his way into round number 2 of this chase. Little bump by the 18 there. I don't think this 4 Justin Krasnetsky can be too happy about his finish here tonight. Did get a 2nd place finish after what was looking like it was going to be a terrible night for him. But we already know who we're going to see after Dover tonight. Not sure what's up with Gibson. Might be out of fuel. I'm not sure if he has any gas in that car, but either way, he doesn't need the gas. Yeah, I believe he's just gonna stop here and gonna bring it into the garage. But the 66 Chester Gibson wins here tonight. We're going to get everyone set up for interviews, take you through everybody finished, and then we'll talk to them. We'll be right back. Don't go away. Just finishing up tonight's event here tonight at the Atlanta Motor Speedway, the JK Racing 200 here tonight. And we already know who's going to go into round 2 of this chase for the High Voltage Racing League Championship. And that's going to be Chester Gibson there in that 66. Justin Krasneski brings it home second. Brian LaPrade third. Thomas Bressi fourth. Brings it home fourth. After what could have been a pretty race-ending incident there, Trevor Polo somehow brings it home fifth. Trevor Elam sixth. Cole Bagunia seventh, somehow brings it up to seventh, so minimizes the damage here tonight. Gunther Datsun eighth. Michael Skinner ninth. And Nate Lackamy 10th. And then Tyler Hensley 11th. And Casey Shue comes home 12th. Now we'll bring in the winner of tonight's event, Chester Gibson. Chester, you got us?
I got you. How are you doing?
Pretty good, and I have to imagine you're doing pretty well as well. You're going to round 2, and don't have to worry about Talladega. How was the race tonight?
It was awesome tonight. Hopefully it was fun for you guys to watch too, but it was a lot of fun for us. There was a lot of comers and goers. Some guys were super fast early on, and then they would start to fade. And then some guys were fast in the middle, and some guys were fast at the end, and that was awesome.
And caught a lap down at one point due to green flag pit stops. Got your lap back due to the cautions falling the right way, and it seemed like once the 2 leaders started getting at it, that was clear sailing for you, and then had to fight with that 4 car at the end.
Yep, that was actually my mistake because I pitted I pitted before the caution came out, which was kind of crappy. But I would have taken the wave around. But I don't know what the heck happened. But my pit crew didn't fill up my car, so I had to come back down instead of taking the wave around. And then I had to fight Justin to get the lucky dog, and then he got it later on. But when I was fighting up there, I was like, man, if I get my lap back, I'm pretty quick. But I was still given a gift by Trevor, and I have to apologize because I didn't see who it was. I was so focused on trying to catch up to them that I didn't see who it was. But when they got together, that was a gift.
Absolutely. And next week, going to be Talladega, and you don't have to worry about winning that race or losing that race, or probably just be a relaxing race for you at Talladega and Dover, have to imagine.
And that makes me really happy because I was looking at the schedule, and Dover, I'm okay, but I'm not great. And then Talladega, you never know what's going to happen. And I've been in wrecks in the previous 2 plate races here, so I didn't know what was going to happen. So I was kind of coming in with the mentality, just be consistent and then get through to the second round that way. But this is, I feel very lucky right now.
Absolutely, and definitely one of the fastest cars tonight, and you bring it to victory lane, and smooth sailing for the rest of these 2 races. Congratulations on the win. And we'll see you at Talladega next week, hopefully relaxed.
Thank you very much. I will be there, and I will be a lot more relaxed than I would have been. I also just want to say really quick that Justin did a really good job. I looked in my rearview mirror and saw he was catching up, and I'm like, wait a minute, he was a lap down not that long ago, so he was really fast.
Absolutely. Both of you a lap down at one point, and then fighting for the lead at the end. That was pretty cool to see. So again, congratulations, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you. See you next week.
All right, so now we'll bring in second place finisher Justin Krasneski. Justin, you got us?
Yes, sir.
All right, well, just talking with Chester, both you guys battling for the lucky dog at one point and then battling for the lead. And second place doesn't seem like where you should have finished tonight, seeing where you were most of the race tonight.
Yeah, we had a really good car the whole night, really. I mean, I wasn't worried about starting in the back. I don't know what happened in qualifying, but yeah, we got in the wall early, had some incidents with the 8 car, just one of those racing deals. But we ended up going 2 laps down because tried to short pit to gain some of the time back, and then ended up getting lapped the second time while that was happening, having the caution come out. So we didn't get back on lead lap till that final, the second to last yellow flag, I guess. And what really did me in was having to pass the whole field after that to get all the way to the front. I mean, we came just less than a lap short of holding on to that thing. I mean, it was a great battle. I was slipping and sliding. Anyone that ever says what's iRacing supposed to be, I'm going to send them that video. That was a awesome performance by Chester, and I was really proud to be a part of it.
Absolutely. Looking back at it, it just seemed like just trying to get to that inside line, making sure he didn't get to it. It seemed like the car just kind of slipped out from under you. And an amazing save you did, by the way, to finish second. And it seemed like you always do very well in the races you sponsor.
Yeah, yeah, it worked out this year. First, a second, a third in the 3 races. I'll take it. I mean, it was great for the promotion of my company, my race team. It was great to see Chester run up front and have a shot to win that. I know he's flown to the radar all year, and he might be, one of the favorites now that he's locked in, can focus on, not having to worry about going to Talladega. So it's going to be a fun next couple of weeks, and I'm excited to see if we can hopefully go away in the round two.
Absolutely in a better position than you would have been earlier in the race here tonight, and I'm sure it could be a little bit more easy at Talladega should you not get caught up in anything in that. So we'll see you then, and congratulations on second here tonight.
Thank you, sir. Have a good one.
All right, so now we'll bring in our third place finisher, Briar LaPrade. Briar, you got us?
Yep, I do.
All right, well, a little bit of an issue earlier in the race, spinning out down the back straightaway, but somehow brought a third, and it seemed like your race went okay here tonight. Walk us through it.
Yeah, I thought I had a decent car first run, and then spun it around on the back stretch. Didn't mean for that to happen. Second run, I tried saving tires, see what that could do. Started gaining, and then caution came out again. So I was at the back of the field. Then just brought it back from. I saved a little bit. I think it was the last restart, somewhere around 40 to go, 50, or I don't know. But yeah, saved a little bit of tires. Brought myself back up to third because I knew everybody was gonna be pushing it hard with how close we were to the finish. But then I realized how hard I was pushing it when my spotter said 20 to go, and I was right there on Chester's bumper, and Justin was there too. But I kind of messed up pushing a little too hard too early. But it was a good race overall.
Didn't really get to ask anyone else's question, but with Talladega being next week, and then you got another race after that, how do you look at Talladega? Should something happen there, or good result there, and then heading to Dover next week is a final either make it or break it race, or just a relaxing race, should you get a good finish at Talladega?
Just like the first two plate tracks we went to, our team, we sat at the back just to see how it was going to be up front. We raced